Hey there, YouTube. It's me, your faithful reviewer, Rob Brinlow. It's been a bit of a week, so I was planning on doing this on Saturday, but I kind of got caught up by getting a bit drunk in Kingston and going to Stein, a Bavarian restaurant. Thoroughly recommend it. Very, very nice food. Now, on to today's business. Oh, I should point out something. On my last review for the Love Hina series, I had started off with me saying that I got Hellsing Ultimate Part 5 to 8, and I was going to do a review of it. I've subsequently watched it, and it is wicked beyond. It's far superior than the original anime. It hurts me to say that, but I quite like it. Um, and really irritating part is I found out that there's actually another box to come. I thought this was the ending, but it's not. It's actually got four more parts to go, which is a real pain. But at least they're following along with the story like they have with like they have. Whereas if you watch things like Naruto, which yes, I am a fan of it, but one of the things that is a bit irritating with it is the fact that they'll have, like, for instance, there was it was like a whole box set with the Three Tails in it. Now, if you read the comic, it's literally a case of Deidara and Toby turn up, they find it. Next minute, it's been defeated. Well, in this, it's a whole bloody story of Yukimaru, Orochimaru, Kabuto, four other people who are a bit shit and a bit pointless. But I'm hoping that they kind of stop doing that. Now, on to what we're on about today. Today we are on Gungrave. Gungrave is an immense story. Right, so I'm going to give you the quick brief because it's actually, as you can see, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6, and the final part 7. Right, so the story revolves around. Hang on. Right, first picture. Okay. These two blokes, primarily. The one in the white suit on the left is Harry McDowell, and the other one is Brandon Heath. Those two were basically in an orphanage and kind of grew up and became friends together. And it doesn't really say, well, if it does, I can't remember the name of the city. But they grew up, and the idea was that they wanted to be as free as possible. And, obviously things get in the way, and, you have to join gangs to survive, etc., etc. Um, they do this, and then Brandon falls for a girl named Maria, who, if I can find a picture of her, I will show her. Right, I'm going to give you a bit of fair warning. That's Maria's daughter. Not that that's going to make much difference, however, I did have a picture. Right, it's not the best picture, but she is this girl here, the blonde. Now, her and Brandon really like each other. They want to be together, but for reasons that are too difficult and too long to explain, they can't be. But he says he will look out for her. Anyway, her uncle, sorry, ends up being killed by basically just some bloke who just comes out of prison, and it then involves the Millennium Organization, which is founded by Maria's husband to be later, who's called Big Daddy. Not to be confused with Kick-Ass's Big Daddy. I haven't actually watched that film. I read the graphic of it on Saturday of Kick-Ass 2, and I think there's another part to it, so I haven't read all of it. And then Harry and Brandon, out of their team of 5, are the only 2 survivors after this bloke kills the other 3. They end up getting ready to leave the city, and Harry decides to join the Millennium Organization. You do actually have no picture of it. Right. That's him when he's a bit older. There isn't a really decent picture. I mean, I'm not allowed to upload them. That's the problem. But needless to say, he joins up with the Millennium Organization, and Brandon joins him as well because he follows his best friend. And it's kind of how they go from there. At the same time, monsters are appearing. start appearing. Um, the series starts off effectively. Episode 1 and 2 start off at present day, and then 3 up until. Hang on. I think it is. Yeah, up until episode 17. So at least 15 episodes in the back in like flashbacks and back in the past of how they ended up in Millennium and what they did, and then what they ended up doing as well, and then it cuts back to present day, and then it goes from there up until the very end of the series. It is a fantastic series. It's very worth watching. I actually bought this with I bought the first part when it was part of a box set that I've mentioned. I got it at like the works, and it was just like 10 DVDs, and there were like 10 different animes, and I watched it and I thought, it's gonna be okay. And then as I watched it, it kind of got a bit confusing at first, but then I watched it a few more times and it was like, yeah, I understand it now. Then subsequently they brought out Gungrave the game for PlayStation 2 and Gungrave Overdose for again the same platform. They were okay. I had them and they were very easy to complete, so even on the hardest setting, I found it very easy to play. The series itself is phenomenal. I recommend adding this to your little list. I'm going to put the description and link to Wikipedia in the description bar. Um, Also, one of the things I should point out is that although he ends up, starts off as. I've lost the box now, hang on. Right, although he starts off, that's Brandon, he starts off originally like that, but he ends up like this because of a process he undergoes. If I tell you more, it will kind of spoil the whole story. But like I said, I will recommend that you go out and buy it. It is very worth reading and watching and playing. The soundtrack is okay. Don't think you can actually buy it, but if you can, I haven't really looked, so I'm kind of impartial on that one. But it's worth watching. I suggest you go and buy it. Now, my next one, I haven't actually got another video to come up at the moment. I'm considering doing the. I actually can't remember the name of the other one I was actually going to do. I have actually got 4 more, and then I've done all the anime. So I'm going to ask a little favour for you, YouTube world. If you can come up with ideas of what I should review or what I should do with these videos, because I do want to continue doing them, give me some suggestions. I would like to know what sort of things that people are interested in. So, for instance, I do have one on how to clone yourself, which I'm going to be doing because I've done that with photography. One of them is a little thing I did called challenge accepted. So someone would issue me a challenge, and I would do it. And then that was kind of started off in the pub, and some beer helped us make this decision. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, write them in the comments. Please spread this around. I would like to do some more, but I need your help on ideas. So have fun, and I will see you when I've got the next one as soon as I remember what the bloody hell it is. Okay, rock on.